From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Well, if you're discovering this for the first time, this is Weather NorCal. I do extensive forecasts for the North State and the North Coast, basically Northern California in general, and it does include the coast. And some good specialized attention for you on the coast as well. All right, let's take a look at what we got going on and where you can get Weather NorCal if you're here for the first time. YouTube, check it out. YouTube.com/WeatherNorCal. There's a 24-hour streaming channel that includes the North State and the North Coast together, all in one place. You can get that on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, and eventually come into Apple TV. And for your Android and your Apple devices, there is an app. Just go search for Weather NorCal. And all of this, by the way, is 100% free. So be sure to check it out. Here's a look at the Elk Country Trinidad cam. And this is just north of Trinidad. Boy, it's been a little bit more difficult to clear things out here. Just over those hills is, of course, the ocean. So you can bet there's still plenty of fog out there. I want to show you the satellite image here from this morning. You can still see a lot of that fog really just hugging the entire coast here. But it looks like I am seeing some signs of it trying to clear out a little bit here. So we may see some patchy clearing this afternoon, but it may be a little difficult. So a cooling trend, this will peak tomorrow. That's mainly for the inland areas. We have a warmer temperatures by the end of the week, and in particular for this weekend. And there is going to be a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, mainly for the higher elevations, but even parts of the inland areas, say eastern Del Norte and Humboldt counties, could see some activity as well. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. But here's what it looks like for the rest of the day today. Mainly sunny, maybe some haze out there for the inland areas, low 90s. And for the coast, partly to mostly cloudy skies, depending on who sees that clearing today. And then for Trinity County, we're looking at temperatures in the low to even some mid 90s. So they're going to see about 92 degrees for Weaverville, Lewiston, about 90 for that daytime high. Now I want to show you that trend because especially for the inland areas, and here's Weaverville in particular, we're down to 90 on Wednesday. That's the peak of the cooling trend. Just like last week, that was the peak of the cooling trend. After Wednesday, temperatures start to increase. Now, the difference between this and last week is once we get up here, we are going to stay here through most, if not all of next week. So it looks like we have a bit of a prolonged heat wave coming our way, just not excessive heat moving on in. All right, so a couple of things that I'm watching right here. Cooler air, that's all moving through the Pacific Northwest. It's going to help to drop those temperatures down for the inland areas. Now, another thing I'm watching is some moisture down to our south. That is going to be moving over Southern California later this week. And that is going to bring places like Bakersfield and Fresno a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Now, all this moisture is moving northward eventually by the end of this week, and in particular this upcoming weekend. So what you'll notice is we're seeing a few pop-ups here and there. And what that's showing is we've got the potential for some thunderstorms, even for parts of Del Norte and Humboldt counties as well, not to mention Trinity County. So we'll watch for that over the weekend, and then going into early next week, we're beginning to see that back off a bit, especially by the time we get into Tuesday of next week. But looks like maybe another round of some activity here. Let's take it through the day. Today, it looks like it is showing some clearing here later this afternoon. So I think there is a better chance to start heading into northern Humboldt and into Del Norte counties, where we can see a better chance for some of that afternoon clearing. Otherwise, again, mainly cloudy skies for the rest of us. Tomorrow morning, yeah, pretty foggy out there. Could be looking at some patchy, dense fog, maybe a little more difficult for us to clear things out for tomorrow afternoon. Here's Thursday morning, still that fog out there, some dense fog, and maybe some clearing, especially up to the north into Del Norte County. Here's some of your marine alerts, and until 2 o'clock tomorrow morning, there's a small crash advisory off the coast of Crescent City. And this area right here, centralized portions of just, off the coast, obviously, of Humboldt County until 9 p.m. tonight, and until down to the south here until 3 o'clock Wednesday morning. Taking a look at those wave heights, and you can see as we go through the next 24 hours, we're actually looking at wave heights improving. So certainly some good news there. Should be looking at some better conditions out there. Here's a marine forecast for today. Northwest winds at 5 to 15 knots. Your waves from the north at 6 feet at 7 seconds. And there's a look at your high tide later this afternoon at 6:30 at 7.4 feet. And there's that small crash advisory, but those will be expiring here by tomorrow. Here's what we have in store store for us today. Temperatures in the mid-60s for the immediate coast, warming up for places like Trinidad and Klamath, around 70. 92 degrees for Hoopa, 93 for Willow Creek, 78 for Garberville. And in Trinity County, looking at a high of 92 for Weaverville, but cooler in Ruth with a high of 87 and 82 in Trinity Center. So looking at your 7-day outlook, there you can see the partly to mostly cloudy skies for Crescent City. Temperatures will peak with that drop in the temperatures by Wednesday, increasing after that. We're back up over 100 degrees, but barely, but over 100 degrees by Sunday and Monday for both the inland areas and for Trinity County. Mid-60s, maybe a bit warmer by Sunday, Monday, with those overnight lows in the mid to upper 50s.